YouTube, welcome to the channel. You are now tuned in with Always Aiming. Make sure you smash the like button, drop a comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can stay tuned in to my latest updates. And make sure you always aiming. Alright YouTube, long awaited. Let me do a mic check, make sure my mic is good. Alright YouTube, in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and get into my 2026 gun collection. This ain't really a collection, but for sake of YouTube and GunTube and how they word it, I really look at this like an arsenal. You get what I'm saying? But these are all the firearms I have right now as of 2026. Alright, sorry for the long wait. I've been doing a lot of personal other endeavors that's non-firearm related, and just had to take a break, you know, on family time type of time. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reason why you're watching this video. My 2026 gun collection. Yes, sir. Alright, we're going to start from smallest to biggest. I'm going to try to make this video as quick as possible. I honestly don't have a lot of firearms right now. Like I said, this is more of an arsenal. So, getting started, my EDC. All firearms have been safety checked. I'm in a controlled environment. I know all my directions to point a firearm, and everything is safe and all of that stuff. Alright. So this right here, YouTube, is my Walther PDP. Yes, Lord. Walther PDP. Can I get a focus? Can I get a focus? I hope y'all can see that clear. I'm using all new, it's a whole new setup. I'm using all new equipment right now. So, but yeah, this is the Walther PDP right here. Okay, I'm gonna try to get some other angles of the firearms as I'm talking, so you guys can, if this camera angle ain't good, then maybe the other camera angle will get it right. But yeah, this is my EDC right here. This is like my all year round type of EDC right now. Okay, get into the firearm. This is the Walther PDP. I believe this is the Gen 2. Okay, this is a compact Walther PDP. Amazing trigger on this. Let's check that out. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do it on this side. That should take up, hit the wall, clear defined wall. Bang. Reset. Right there. Bang. Very good trigger. Excellent trigger. Okay. So this is my Walther PDP right here, chambered to 9mm. I do run 124 grains in all of my handguns. Didn't do too much with this one. With this concept right here, I just wanted to keep this one kind of slightly basic, without a light, without too much shenanigans and tactical stuff going on, because I wanted to keep this one light as possible, but still encompassing a red dot system. Okay, these are the stock sights. Everything on this firearm is stock other than the accessories. My red dot sight of choice for this firearm is a Holosun 407C. Okay, green dot. Got this thing sighted in. So it's a very accurate firearm. I did have some little gremlins with it. I'll probably make individual videos of my firearms to get more into detail, because I don't want to start rambling too much. But overall, yes, I still do trust this with my life. Okay, the gremlins have been solved. I would say they're minor gremlins, not nothing too major. Okay, standard capacity magazines for a compact size. I would compare this to a Glock 19 as far as the size. All right, serrations, really good, deep serrations. This is probably the best ergonomical gun that I've ever experienced, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted this gun, because I seen it in the gun store maybe a lot of months or a year back. Basically, I held one of these before, but I didn't buy it. But I like the way it looked. I think it was the Pro version, the one that comes with the mag wheel, and I held it in my hand and it fit like a glove. I have very small hands, But this Walther ergonomically fits my hands beautifully. All right. But yeah, it's, you know, Walther, you know, very reputable brand, amazing firearm. Again, this is a Walther PDP compact. I think it has maybe a 4-inch barrel, stock sights, completely stock gun, amazing trigger, featuring the Holosun 407C as my choice of red dot aiming system. Okay, moving on. We have my Gen 6. Firearm is clear. This is my Gen 6, brand new, one of my newest pickups. Gen 6, Glock 45. Yes, Glock 45 Gen 6 MOS. This right here is my shit hit the fan, duty, home defense, do it all right here. This the one pistol. If I had to just grab one rifle and one pistol, this is the pistol that I would grab for sure. Trust my life with it. I'm the most adequate and the most trained on this platform, and this honestly is my favorite Glock. Turn this dot up a little bit. This is my favorite Glock right here, man. Glock Gen 6. Let me scoop my tray up a little bit. Yeah, Glock Gen 6. Very reliable, ergonomically the best Glock that I like. I love what they did with the Gen 6. It has a, in my opinion, I think they did a very good job with this trigger. Very nice trigger for a Glock. Of course, you ain't gonna get it. It's not gonna be as good as a Canic or a Walther, but look, you can't tell me the Gen 6 trigger ain't the best. The reset is crisp, tactile, short, very good. Okay, for my dude, this concept right here, again, this is like a duty build. A shit hit the fan. I wanted to, sky was the limit for this. I wanted to put all the accessories that I want on this, and you know, everything I wanted that was the highest grade of that product that I can get at the time, you know, financially, amongst my means. All right, with that being said, I have AmeriGlow height sights on there for my choice of suppressor height sights. For my Walther, I don't really feel the need to have suppressor height sights on that one. It's not as important because that one's just an EDC for self-defense ranges, 5-10 yards, kind of standing right in front of me type of thing. But this one, because I want this one to do it all, shit hit the fan, zombie apocalypse, I chose to put suppressor height sights on here. Okay, I don't know the model name of these, but they're all black, all blacked out. I think they XL AmeriGlow suppressor sights, no night sights, not like that. Okay, we have a Surefire X300 as my choice of light. The best in the game, the best top tier. It gets no better than the X300. If you know, you know. Okay, X300 Surefire light. I don't even need to speak on why this is the best and why I trust this on this duty shit hit the fan weapon system right here. Okay, battle proven, you know, all of that good stuff. Again, that's the X300. This is the Ultra, X300 Ultra. Okay, next up, finally, we have the the Holosun 507 Comp. Yes, Holosun 507 Comp. It does have the donut of death with the dot in it, kind of like an EOTech type of reticle. Very large window. I would compare the size of this window to something like a Trigicon SRO. Very large window. You can see everything in this window. Like I said, this one can do it all. I can shoot competition with this amazing red dot, and I trust this thing in my life, man. So for the 45 standard capacity magazine, for the full length grip Glocks is 17 rounds. So all of the magazines, 17 rounds. Another thing I do want to say, all of my handguns all use the same ammunition. They all use 124 grain. Right now, my choice of self-defense rounds is Federal HSTs, not the plus P, just the regular version. Federal 124 grain HSTs. All right, and yeah, this thing shoots so good, man, so good. It feels like it feel like I'm shooting a 380 with this. Like the recoil is very manageable on this. I almost didn't feel it. The closest thing that I have to this in my experience is when I had my old High Point 45 JHP. Even though normally with a 45 caliber pistol, you know, you would expect a little bit of thump when you shoot. But because, you know, we all know that the High Point pistol, the JHP or the 40 caliber 10 mil, they bricks, they real big, large guns, no diddy, all right? So with that being said, that High Point, because it was so fat and bulky, no diddy, it absorbed that 45, that thump, that recoil, it absorbed it so well. And that High Point, you barely felt that you were shooting a 45. So this is how I feel with this. Like, it don't even, when I shoot my Walther or a lot of other handguns, even though that one is a compact, but I can feel the recoil in my Walther. You get what I'm saying? I can really feel the snappiness when I shoot this. This one is so easy to control. And like I said, this is my top tier handgun right here, man. I absolutely love this. Okay, moving on. Now we moving on to my heavy hitters. All right, I'm gonna start with my home defense right here. One of my home defense. This is the Mossberg shockwave. Yes, sir. Mossberg shockwave. It is clear. YouTube. Okay, this is the Mossberg shockwave. My home defense weapon system of choice. Okay, I did a lot of upgrades to this. This is chambered in 12 gauge. It's a typical Mossberg shockwave. You know, it comes with the bird's head grip. I took that off. I got me an adapter. The adapter comes with the buffer tube, this little piece that screws into the back, and it comes with this pistol grip. All right, so I put that on there. Then I got a feature in a SBA 5, one of my favorite, probably, yeah, my favorite, between this and the SBA 4, one of my favorite pistol braces. This is an amazing weapon system. Oh, I forgot about this one. I also have a Monstrum tactical side saddle. This side saddle is one of the best side saddles on the game. The reason why I say that, yes, it is an Amazon brand, but Monstrum do their thing, okay? Normally you would get side saddles and they'll be independent. They'll just be a side saddle. You know, sometimes you get the plastic or the nylon little peel off. I don't like that. Flimsy, you know. This one right here, sturdy, all metal construction. The shells come out nice and easily. It holds 6 shells on the side, and also is built in with the red dot mount. Okay, that will fit any Mossberg 590 or 500 platform shotgun. Okay, I'm not sure if it'll fit the Maverick 88, or the 410 or the 20 gauge, but any 12 gauge 590, 500 shockwave, this Monstrum tactical, you can check it out. It is amazing. Amazing, because I knew I wanted to put a red dot on it, so I killed 2 birds with 1 stone by getting a side saddle and a red dot mount built on it. Right now I got me another Monstrum product. I think this is called the Aries, one of their newest releases. Honestly, I might take this off, and the battery is dead. That's funny, but yeah, I'm not really a fan of this, just because, not necessarily because of the optic or any functionality things, but it's a little bit too big. I didn't expect it to be this big when I ordered it, so I think I'm gonna bump it down to just a normal pistol red dot. But for right now, I got me the Monstrum Aries on here. Cool little budget friendly red dot. But like I said, this is obviously it's a shotgun, and this is a home defense weapon system, so there's no need to put down like an EOTech or no 500, because this is, again, home defense. Police is going to take this, whether I'm right or wrong. I can completely legal shoot, they still going to take your gun. So I'm not, it makes no sense to me to have a home defense weapon system unless you got it like that, of course. But I'm not calling on the war. I don't use a SCAR for home defense that costs $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. That's idiotic. But he got it like that and don't have kids, so his means and the way he can go about things is a little bit different to me. It's not worth it to me to have something like a home defense that I know for a fact is going to get taken, or EDC, to have. It's a certain limit that I'm not going to cross as far as how much something costs, and that's just me in particular. All right, so yeah, that's the Mossberg shockwave right there. Moving on, my next home defense slash just general purpose AR pistol right here. This is the Palmetto State AR pistol. Okay, this is a 10.5 pistol right here. Let's do a quick safety check. All right, this weapon system right here is like a home defense slash just general, you know, ARP. Might could throw it in the truck sometime, and you can't go wrong with ARP, especially a full size like a 10 to 12 inch barrel AR pistol. Can't go wrong with it. You get all the great things about having a AR-15, but in a smaller package. And in this day and age, everybody is making everything smaller, so you gotta have your AR pistol. Okay. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is a full Palmetto State Armory build, Palmetto State Armory lore. This is their little government contract lore that has the 3 positions engraved in it. I think I can, okay. Yeah, you can see that right there. The camera will focus. So yeah, save, fire, and auto. Even though obviously it's not an automatic, but it just has the words engraved there. But I specifically built this around the theme of building a Mark 18 Mod 0. So I'll see if I can put a picture of how that looks. And this was pretty much inspired by that concept, you know, a quad rail front sight block AR 10.5, 10.3 AR pistol, you know, with a vertical foregrip on it, which I'm about to get into. Okay, and that's why I went out with this. Originally, I was gonna go all out on this and actually do a real military grade inspired clone, but I since backed out of it because I don't know, I was a little bit excited before I built it, and then as I started building it, I realized how outdated and heavy and clunky it kind of is, and I'm just not as big of a fan as I had the concept of building it in my head and looking at Google pictures and stuff like that. Okay, but who knows, I might go ahead and throw me an aim point on there like I'm supposed to have the proper vertical foregrip, and I'm not sure, but yeah. So let's get into it. Like I said, it's a 10.5 barrel, just standard stuff. I'm pretty sure like a phosphate barrel and whatever, just the basic, you know. I do have I'm going to take this off camera so y'all can see this. Okay, this is how I look without my suppressor. As you can see, I do have it suppressed. This is a 10.5 barrel. I do have a YHM, I don't know the model name. It's like a flash hider type of situation, pin and welded. Okay, I got this professionally pin and welded by a legally licensed gunsmith. Okay, which brings my overall length of the entire length over 26 inches. Y'all rookies, a lot of y'all don't know that. Y'all be putting vertical foregrips on y'all AR pistols and your Dracos and all that illegally, making illegal SBRs, when all you got to do is get your overall length. As long as your overall length of your AR pistol is 26 inches or greater, honestly, I would do it over 26 inches just to be safe, like 27, 28. But as long as it's 26 inches or greater, you are allowed to put a vertical foregrip on your AR pistol. However, the legal classification of that firearm now changes from a pistol to a firearm. It's almost like the same situation of why the Mossberg shockwave is legally classified as a firearm and not a shotgun. It's the same concept. So right now this is just a firearm. It's no longer an AR pistol, it's a firearm. Okay, so I do have a vertical foregrip on this thing now because my overall length does meet the legal requirements, and I made sure my gunsmith checked it. He checked it and verified it for me, because a lot of people don't really know about that loophole. They don't know about that, but he knew about it, and he made sure he did the measurements before he did the pin and weld, because he didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to screw me over and have me excited for nothing. So everything was met and legal guidelines. All right. My suppressor, I'm using AB A10 Warthog from AB Suppressors. It's called the AB A10. The old name was the Warthog, but they changed it to the A10, I believe. Okay, it's a 30 cal suppressor. This is a 5.56 firearm. Okay, yes. So my favorite suppressors are YHM. So even though this one isn't a YHM suppressor, but I do use YHM mounts and YHM quick detach muzzle brakes. Okay, so that's the ratcheting you just heard. That's what you get with the YHM suppressors. Moving on, obviously this is it's like a micro M4, so it got a front sight block right there. I did buy it like this with this quad rail, but you know, you can take this off and you can put a mag pull. I'm thinking about putting a mag pull one on this to save some more weight and taking this heavy quad rail off. But right now I got the Palmetto State quad rail that came with it when I bought it. Okay, see that? I do have UTG hand covers on there to cover the pick rails up. I have a Faiachi weapon light on here with a pressure pad. Works beautifully, works every time. Comes with a charging system, a charging dock to plug into the wall, and a backup battery. So while you're using one, the other one's charging, and you can switch them out. It's a very nice budget-friendly light. As far as budget-friendly lights go, like, you know, Amazon specials, I definitely will stand by Faiachi. When I first got into firearms and when I was, you know, on my rookie phase, ordering everything from Amazon and stuff, I never had problems with Faiachi. I had them on shotguns, and I think I had them on any light I had was a Faiachi. They're a cool light. Yeah, I like this. As far as when I intentionally know that I want to build something budget friendly, that's what I rock with. Now obviously anything else that's, you know, a normal type of build, and because I'm not at that point no more where I intentionally just order stuff on Amazon, obviously I wouldn't order no Faiachi. I would order at least at the minimum a stream light. But for this build right here, again, this is a budget build slash home defense, and I just didn't want to go too far with it, because again, this is something that I most likely might use more often, more commonly. Okay, so moving on from there, I have a vertical grip, foregrip on here. This is from XTS vertical foregrip. Very nice, ergonomic, very sturdy. Okay, moving on from there, we got some normal little GI mags, you know, little metal GI mags. All right, I have a Sealy. My choice of optic, when I first built it at least, was to get a Sealy. I got a Sealy T10 red dot aiming system. This is the second time. I had this on an AK before, so it's the reason why I wanted to buy it again, because I knew it was a budget friendly. I was like, I wanted to save as much money as possible, and I didn't necessarily want it. Normally I would probably, even on a budget bill, I'll probably get like a Holliston 503 or Romeo 5, but I wanted to go even more budget than that on this build. So I said, I can't go wrong with the Sealy. Unfortunately, I am not rocking with this Sealy. Sealy, if you watching this is like the third optic I had from you that randomly cuts off on its own, and I can't deal with it, man. Sometimes I pick it is shaker weight, so I pick it up and the red dot won't be on. I hit the buttons, nothing cut on, and I'm thinking the battery died. Mind you, I only had it for about 2 months. And then some other times I take it out the safe and play around, you know, playing around with it, LARPing, look through the sight, and now the red dot back on. And it did the same thing on my pistol red dot that I had on my Walther. Originally, before I put the Holliston on my Walther, I had a Sealy Wolf Zero, and that thing died. I only had that on there for probably like a month and a half, and now the whole battery did. And that's just disappointing, man. Red dots, they're supposed to have the greatest battery life amongst optics, because it's only a dot. It don't take that much power and electricity to power just that red dot. That's why you got stuff like an EOTech that'll die fast, because it uses more power, more technology. But a red dot, you're supposed to at least get a year, at least something close to a year. Even on the highest setting, I would say about 6 months to 8 months, something like that. But dying in 2 months, absolutely ridiculous, man. So I am taking this off. I am gonna probably update this. Honestly, I'm thinking about redoing this whole build and turning this to a 300 blackout, or doing something else. I might turn it into a Mark 18 build. I'm not sure, but like I said, I'm not as fond of this build now that it's finished as I was when I was building it. And you know, because it's a little bit heavy, man. It's a little bit heavy, and I don't know. It's nice though, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but I'm not sure, honestly. I'm in the middle. I might change this out, but for sure I will be getting rid of this Sealy T10. Probably just going ahead and go back to my standard, which is putting a Romeo 5 on here, or a nice Holliston, probably with a magnifier or something, and just call it a day. But yeah, moving on. I don't know who makes this red dot. Let me see. Okay, this is a not red dot. This is a UTG rear sight. Something I just had laying around from some other builds. I thought I had the front and the rear. Apparently I only had the rear. So when I started putting all the parts on here and realized I needed a sight, I remembered that, hey, I got this little cheap little knockoff little backup sight laying in the drawer. So I slapped that on there and it does the job perfectly. Okay. Moving on, we have everything's mil spec, no updated triggers, nothing like that. I changed out the pistol grip to a Magpul MOE, okay, the normal version, not the thicker no diddy, the K2 or the K2 Plus, just the regular MOE, you know, with the storage compartment. I absolutely love these. These my go-to. These my go-to right here. I love these pistol grips. Magpul did their thing with this. All right, last but not least, we have another SBA 5, okay, SBA 5 pistol brace. All right, so let's move on. Last but not least, like I said when I was talking about my Glock Gen 6, this is my secondary firearm right here. It's my secondary weapon system. Your primary is your rifle and your handgun is your secondary. So this right here is my go-to, shit hit the fan, zombie apocalypse, whatever, trusted with my life, the best pistol that I can go to the bank with. You drop me off in the middle of Baghdad, and if I only had this, I'd be alright, you know. You know what I'm saying? Not like alright, but I'm probably gonna get sniped. But yeah, if I had to, I would definitely run with that Glock 45 and trust that as my sidearm. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, now the last firearm I'm about to show you right here. This is my primary rifle. This is my go-to weapon system for shit hit the fan, zombie apocalypse, whatever you want to call it. This right here, this is it. This is my primary right here. This is my rifle. This is my baby. I'm ready to go to town, ready to go to war, ready to defend my house, my land, my loved ones, my Second Amendment rights, everything with this. This is my Danube Defense DD M4 V7 SLW. Okay, this is not the second generation. This is the first generation. The new generation, they took out the M and now it's just DD47. Okay, this one right here is the older model, DD4 M7. And this specific model of the DD M4 line of firearms is the SLW model. I'll get into what all that is. Okay, safety check, firearm is clear. All right, this is the Danube Defense. This is a 14.5 barrel, another pinwheel. I got another YHM muzzle brake. This is my favorite muzzle brake. This is a YHM muzzle brake right there. Okay, this thing as well, this weapon system as well takes my suppressor. Okay, so I can suppress this bad boy. Like I said, this ready to do it all right here, baby. All right, and this thing is light as a feather, light as a feather. But I'm gonna take the suppressor off. All right, so this is a 14.5 right here. I have a Danube Defense vertical foregrip on this one. I'm using a Magpul basic P mags. I think it's like probably Gen 2 or Gen 3, maybe Gen 2, 5.56. Okay, standard capacity, AR-15 magazine, nothing special. Danube Defense stock. This thing was a bitch to put on, man. If you know, you know about Danube Defense stocks. If you ever had to put one on, oh my lord. But moving on, this specific rifle is amazing. This is the first time I've had a rifle like this, and it just changed my whole outlook on rifle weapon systems. Okay, and it's the icing on the cake to the reason why I started to fall out of love with my Palmetto State AR pistol. Why? Because this thing is very, very light. Oh my goodness, it feel like a toy, and it's a full-size rifle. Danube Defense did their thing. Okay, so what this is this is a lightweight barrel in here. It's not a pencil. You can go even lighter and skinnier than this. It's not a pencil. It's a lightweight barrel. But because it's from Danube Defense, it is chrome line. I believe it may be cold hammer forged as well. I gotta get back to you on that. But it is chrome line. It's a lightweight 14.5 chrome line barrel. That 14.5 shaves off just a little bit of length, so it won't get too wonky, because obviously I will run it suppress if needed. So it's everything just matched up perfectly, because normally on a 16-inch rifle, especially when you throw that suppressor on it, that thing is gonna be heavy as bricks. You're gonna be well over 10 pounds, okay? This whole rifle fully loaded is I think it was 8.9 pounds, or yeah. But this is the lightest rifle I've ever held, okay? It's very light, very pointable, and it's just an amazing weapon system, okay? My choice of optic for this firearm right here, I always wanted to get an LPVO. I've never had one, but being as though I have no experience with one, I didn't want to spend too much money on my first time getting an LPVO or any type of, you know, hunting scope, something like that. And I didn't really like it. Normally I'm a red dot, or I throw a magnifier with it, but I always wanted an LPVO build, so I decided to go with the Sig Sauer 1-4 LPVO. Yes sir, Sig Sauer LPVO right here in black. Okay, I think this is the Tango line. It's the Sig Sauer 1-4 SPR. That's the exact model name. SPR 1-4 Sig Tango. Okay, amazing. Once I got everything dialed in and adjusted my butt stock to the proper length so I could get good eyesight through it, man, this thing is fast. This thing is fast. Okay, a benefit to me. Normally you would get a 1-6 LPVO or 1-8, you know, more magnification and stuff like that, but I'm actually glad I did get a 1-4, because this ain't necessarily, I'm not like a sniper or nothing like that, but it's cool to be able to zoom in a little bit and see what's out there and see what you're looking at. Good target identification. All right, so being as though I got the 1-4, the bigger your magnification is, most likely that's going to be at the expense of your one power. Your one power, just like your regular red dot, just one-time zooms. There's no zoom basically. But with LPVOs and scopes, technically there's no true one power. It's always going to be a very minute, slight bit of magnification. Okay. Now, the bigger you go in that magnification, like a 1-10, a 1-8, that one power, most likely it's hard to get the best of both worlds. You'll have a very good magnification and lens and all that, and you can zoom out far to 1-8, 1-10 at the cost of pretty subpar one-time zoom. Okay, but because I'm going the opposite direction, I have a very good crisp one-time zoom on this. I mean, very fast. But yeah, I got some more stuff I want to do with this though, but I am probably going to put a red dot on the top of this, you know, a piggyback style, and a few more other upgrades. But moving on, I do have a updated charger handle. I do have a Radiant Raptor. It's not the LT. I'm not sure which one is it. I think this might be the medium size version, but it's ambidextrous Radiant charging handle. There's no way I can show you that on the camera because the LPVO is blocking it. I also have a YouTube. Let me pause the video. My dumbass forgot to let you guys know I do have a custom trigger. It is a CMC 3-pound drop-in trigger. CMC 3-pound drop-in trigger. Mag pull, bad lever. Yes, sir. If you know, you know. Mag pull, bad lever. Okay. Fast reloads. Lock that bolt open fast. I can do all it with one finger and just give you a little bit more speed. Okay. A little bit more speed. Okay. Daniel Defense vertical full. No, this is not. This is actually a BCM full grip. BCM full grip. I don't know the model name for this full grip. Yeah, I can't remember. I think it's like the BCM Mod 2 maybe. I don't think it's the gunfighter. I think they do. I don't know. I just know it's a BCM. I just ordered it online to BCM pistol grip. BCM pistol grip. Between this and the mag pull, I love them. I love it. This is I think I might like this a little bit better than the Magpul as far as how I feel. But other than that, this is a very light platform, man. I absolutely love this thing. Trust it with my life. Again, it's that primary weapon system right here. Shit hit the fan, anything I need to take care of, I can stretch out a little bit. Yes, I lose a little bit of range because it's a 14.5. I shorten it from a 16, and even the 16 loses a little bit. But I'm still gonna be pushing with the right ammunition, 3,000, 3,100, and on standard ammunition, easily 28 to 2,900. Still fast enough to give you good, reliable fragmentation and tumbling and everything you need to do. Okay, 14.5 will still give you almost the same velocities, maybe 100 less than a 16-inch, something like that. Okay, but you do, with the benefit of getting a 14.5 over 16, it's a little bit more wieldier. I said wieldier. That's not. I know that's not a word, but you get what I'm saying. It's a lot more maneuverable than a 4-lane 16-inch, because once you put that muzzle brake on there with a 16-inch, you might as well just went ahead and got a 20-inch. You get what I'm saying? But that 14, it almost feel like it feel like a rifle, yeah, but it almost feel like a pistol a little bit. How light and maneuverable it is. Okay, but that's it for that. Again, this is the Daniel Defense right here. DDM4 V7 SLW. Okay, 5.56, 14.5 barrel, pin and weld, and that is all my weapon systems. That's all my guns right here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned to your boy. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about my weapon systems, and you know, whatever you see in the arsenal that I got right now. And stay tuned in, man. I got a lot of good content coming. All right, so I'll see you guys next time. And before you go, make sure you always aiming. Blah!